Day number 53, having a family sauna session. The dogs have only been in for about 3 minutes and they're already, I mean, this one's definitely done. But gonna finish up. I'm gonna do like 15-20 minutes in the sauna. Just got a huge mouthful of Cleo hair to sit and enjoy while I'm in here. We're gonna do about 15-20 minutes in the sauna and then head into work, sell some insurance, hit the gym, and that's about it for the day. What about you, babe? What are you gonna do?
Go to the gym, go to the store, clean the house, organize our closet because it's a mess. I want to organize the garage
You
too.
want to organize my closet too?
No, you need to fix your closet.
My closet collapsed.
Have Kyler help you.
All right, day 53 on the road to work. My hair looks a little ridiculous. Hadn't actually looked in the mirror yet today, I don't think. But yeah, did like 10 hours of, back pain relief exercise, standing, stretching, actual exercises, ice, massager. What else? Heat. Did everything that I could possibly think to just calm the pain and inflammation in my lower back yesterday. Felt great. Went to bed, woke up, was just in a ton of back pain all over again. Marginal improvement at best. So yeah, I did my whole regimen this morning. Stood, stretched, did some yoga stuff. I didn't have time to ice it, probably should have, but there's only so much time in a morning. But it's just a pervasive, intense problem. I have an appointment next week with the North Orlando Spine Institute, I think it's called. Just a chiropractic doc that I was recommended that's going to review all the imaging and stuff, see if there's something that she can recommend. But damn, yeah, chronic pain is just so taxing. It's so hard to give a shit about anything when you're just, having to muster up that willpower to conquer the pain. So that's my main problem that I'm having today. It's just I actually am feeling really good about work and my job, and I'm excited to go in and do what I do, which is sell some health insurance. But there's just a massive elephant in the room, for a complete lack of a better expression in that moment, and that is just this nagging exhaustion from my back just hurting so damn bad. And the real answer is I need to probably be waking up, doing multiple hours of actual physical therapy, icing in between, ideally getting stem cells, getting platelet-rich plasma therapies, getting all sorts of, pulsed electromagnetic field therapy. It needs to be hit at all angles so it really has the opportunity to heal. I do infrared light every day. I do the infrared sauna every day. I can't ice bath right now. It's just too expensive. I have to, in Florida, it's just so hot in the summertime. It takes like $40 worth of ice to have like a moderately cold ice bath, like a 41, 42 degree ice bath. So one thing that I definitely miss about living up north is you get 9 or 7 months of free or very cheap ice baths out of the year. I dearly, dearly miss waking up in the morning, going out and breaking the layer of ice with a sledgehammer and climbing in my animal watering trough. It's one of my favorite things in the world to do, and one of my favorite ways to start the day. Certainly sets you up for a day of a lot less pain. I'm probably going to try to build a makeshift ice bath. I guess there's a way to do it with a freezer where you basically just fill a freezer with water, like a big chest freezer, and you set it on a timer where it only turns on for a certain amount of time per day, so that it doesn't just freeze into a solid cube. Just turn it on for whatever number of hours it needs to remain like a nice 38 degrees, 34 degrees. I like nice cold ice baths. Yeah, and so probably gonna do that because it's just insane. These really legit cold plunges that they sell, they're like 8 to 25 grand. I mean, maybe there's some cheaper ones out there, but I keep reading reviews and everything on them, and it kind of seems like for a good one that's worth investing in and spending the money on, you're looking at at least $5,000 from what I can tell. And yeah, there's a few other things on the list that I'll be buying before I spend $5,000 on an ice bath. Another option that I'm looking into is just piping in a ice machine. Maybe just buying a commercial ice maker. You can get them relatively affordably for like $800-900 for one that looks like it's gonna do the job. Can do a few 100 pounds of ice in a day. A little bit more work, but definitely worth hauling a few buckets of ice to save $4,000 to $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, $10,000. So probably gonna do that. Actually, I think that sounds better than the freezer thing, just because I don't know where I would put an ice chest freezer right now where it wouldn't get ruined in the weather. And yeah, so I'm just thinking out loud on that one. But I need an ice bath is what I'm saying here. If you have access to an ice bath, if you live up north, go to your nearest animal supply store, just buy a 6-foot long galvanized steel watering trough. They're like $150, and for most of the year you can just leave it outside and have ice cold relaxation and pain relief. But yeah, that's it. Any tips and tricks that you guys have out there on relieving herniated disc or lower back pain? I am open for any suggestions, anything that's worked for you. Definitely please do comment down below and let me know. I'd appreciate that so much, because I just am kind of at the end of my knowledge trail for figuring out what to do about this that is time effective. If I had 8 hours per day to just wake up and commit to lower back stuff, and then I didn't have to go to work ever and sit in a chair for long periods of time, I could solve this equation. And maybe that's it. Maybe the equation is solving my life to fit that type of schedule. Maybe I just need to be able to work out for 5-6 hours in the morning and then do intense periods of creative or sales work in between other little workouts. Maybe that's the only way that I actually can achieve true pain relief. But we're going to try everything in the meantime while that isn't an option to get this solved. And if you are out there living in chronic pain, just know that you're not alone, and that give yourself so much credit. The struggle is real. It doesn't matter how strong you are, how much pain tolerance you have, how much willpower you can muster. It doesn't matter. It's just draining, is the honest truth. It's exhausting. It takes away from absolutely every experience and thing that you're doing. no matter how you frame it, no matter what the story you tell yourself, no matter what, it's just going. Not all the time. It's not every single second of the day. I'm just focused on this and upset about it. It's just compounding. I have lived with this for 4 or 5 years, and a lot of the time I was able to just kind of separate myself from it, ignore it, and get on with life and enjoy. But it really does compound. Eventually you just get sick of having it nagging at the back of your mind, and you're like, everything would be better if this was just gone. So that is that's what I'm doing. It's not all I'm going to be talking about for the next foreseeable future of this challenge, but it is definitely consuming the last few days, because it's been really aggravating me, and I just want to take anyone who's interested along on the journey, because that certainly helps me when I see other people going through something that I'm going through, or something that I'm struggling with, and kind of see how they break it down for themselves and try to solve and fix their own problem. It helps me kind of create a framework to do something similar. So anyways, I'm gonna go to work, hit the gym, gonna do biceps, triceps, a little bit of shoulders, kind of a mixed workout today. I'm actually fed. I ate a bunch of ground beef this morning, like half of a fillet of wild caught salmon, a couple pieces of broccolini, a roast pear, and some shilajit. I just got some shilajit in the mail from a company called Symbiotica, which I'm super excited to try. I will actually probably make a video about it, because there's such a buzzy thing online right now, and I'm struggling myself to find like legitimate, and everyone's either kind of shitting on it and saying it does nothing from the little tiny bit of research I've done, or they're saying it's a miracle. So I might do like, I don't know, I might do a controlled experiment. I might actually not start taking it right away, and what I'll do is stop taking all my other supplements for a few days, get a little bit of a baseline, and then just reintroduce the shilajit alone and see if there is anything noticeable that it does for me. It's basically, from what I understand, it's like a resin that they take that comes from, like, it's a resin collected in the Himalayas that comes from like decaying organic material that's under the ground, I guess. What I'm realizing as I attempt to mansplain what this is I have no fucking clue what it is. But it's something that oozes out of the ground in the Himalayas. That's all I know. It's called shilajit live resin. Look it up. It does at least sound interesting, if nothing else, and worth a little gander. Love you guys, and I will see you in the gym. Oh, when I fucking got on the thing about shilajit, what I was going to say is I'm actually well fed, so I should have some legit I said legit. Energy, because I'm not starved. I've lost so much weight. I don't know if it's possible to tell in the videos, but I've definitely cut a bunch of weight in the last couple of weeks. Unfortunately, a lot of it was from my legs, but I don't think it was too much muscle. I think that it was, kind of visceral fat, or maybe visceral fat's not the right word, but the fat that's inside the muscle. I think it was mostly, fat that I lost from my legs, because the power and everything that I have on my bike is similar or better than it has been, and yeah, they don't seem like, when I'm feeling them, like they've lost much lean muscle mass. But still, I don't want to lose anything in my legs. Even if it's fat, I'll take it. It's nice to, not have like basically a skeleton in saran wrap of skin that is, very easy to get to if you're paralyzed for a long time. But I digress. Now I will see you in the gym. Hello and welcome to my drive home from work. I did a bitch ass workout today, just 4 sets of bicep curls to failure. Not because I didn't have the energy, I just didn't have the time. I needed to work. I got there at like 2 p.m., leaving at, it's like 8 p.m. right now, and I needed to make some money. I did sell some health insurance though, which is awesome. Just a nice breath of air before I'm shoved back down under the water to drown financially for a little bit longer until the next quick little breath of air inoculates me for a few days or weeks or whatever it is until some unforeseen major expense comes along. But that's fine. A breath is nice. And basically I have, what I'm ruminating on right now is just how fucking amazing I feel all the time. I know all of us are, I don't know that actually. I know that I have always been searching for that transcendent moment where I realize everything and I get all the motivation and tenacity that I ever need. Cue Rocky montage and music and working out and doing everything I need to do, and then all of a sudden I'm on top of the mountain and I'm actualized and amazing and it all rocks, but it just never works out that way. It just never, it's always, what normally happens to me is I have these moments of incredible self-truth or honesty that I work towards or things culminate into, and then typically after that moment of, knowing exactly what I need to do, I get sucked back into normal life, and that realization or that knowledge, like a little sliver of it stays with me and I get to move forward with it, but most of it kind of dissipates and I end up only, marginally better off than I was before this amazing epiphany or realization. But that's the exact opposite of what has been happening this past 7 days since I went to Shambhala, that music festival up in Canada. I had this really intense moment of just love and gratitude and connection and happiness and gratefulness for everything that's happened to me, so that I could be in this moment knowing so certainly what I need to do going forward and what my path and what feels like my destiny is. And this was the only way that I could get here, was through all of this pain and hardship and struggle and shit that went on with after having a spinal cord injury. And since that moment, rather than dissipating, it's just kind of been growing more and more. And I don't really know exactly what to attribute it to, other than I just got hit with a boatload of self-truth, and I just keep Actually, I do know what has really helped, certainly. So these Joe Dispenza Wim Hof inspired type breathwork sessions that I've been doing regularly, or just been doing little, rather than a breathwork session, just been doing a few breaths and doing like this cerebral spinal squeezing. Look up a Joe Dispenza like meditation and listen to him describe it, because I'll never do it justice. I'm an idiot. He's a genius, at least in the realms of breathwork and meditation goes. But I've been doing this and been able to kind of hold on to that gratitude and love and like looking at all humans as kind of family feeling that I had. And that just it's like a truth dump every time I do it, of just like, I can't help but kind of ascend into a state of like really pure clarity and understanding and like non-judgmental analysis of my life. And it's been awesome. Like, it's so awesome. If you haven't read the book Supernatural by Joe Dispenza, I'm telling you, do it and just believe all the crazy shit that he says in it, and it really works. And I haven't got to any of the like real crazy stuff that he describes happening to him through, you know, years and years and years of dedicated meditation practices. But I totally believe all of it, because just the kind of this super intense state that I'm able to achieve through minimal work. Like, I'm lazy in this regard. I go in the sauna, I do like 15 minutes of sitting in the heat, and when it gets really hard and I can't sit there for much longer, I do like 3 to 5 minutes of intensely focused breath work. I've done much longer sessions in the past, but in general, that's as much work as I'm doing. And then a couple times throughout the day, I do like 5 or 6 breaths and like squeeze my spine. So I'm not like doing any crazy long meditation sessions. I'm dedicating like less than 10 minutes per day to this practice in total. And I'm able to like get to a state that's so overwhelming and intense. I feel like my whole body is humming and vibrating and like almost dissipating in a way. Like, all the cells in my body are vibrating outwards, and there's so much like information coming in, if you will, that it feels totally overwhelming. And I actually, the first like 50 times it happened, was really scared. Like, I thought I was gonna pass out, or wow, I wish I had not left my water back there. Thought I was gonna pass out, or go unconscious or something. It felt really intense and overwhelming, and I like recoiled from it and would just start breathing normally again. But as it's happened more and more, I've realized that if I kind of step into it and let it happen with like without any fear or excuse me, any fear or resistance, it feels crazy. It feels like I'm literally like flying through the universe out of control, and I'm just able to get the answer that I need to whatever question is on my mind, and have like these really creative insights in what I need to do, and just this huge surge of confidence. All right, we have to pause the video for a second because I have a fucking tickle in my throat and I'm dying here. Like, I'm actually dying. All right, I'm back. Talking about transcendence and meditation, the way that I get the tickle out of my throat is I just put in a nicotine Zyn and chewed it on it a little bit to produce saliva, because I cannot access my water. That's a whole nother topic. I have to quit doing Zyn. Today is day 53. I promised myself I would quit on day 55. Whether that's the start of day 55 or the end of day 55. Depends on how many I have left, because I will justify going to the end of day 55 if I can. But I'm actually really excited, but also dreading it. I know it's super easy after like 3 days. Maybe not even 3 days. Maybe like 3 days it's going to be really hard in the morning when I wake up. I'll be so grumpy, so pissed off, furious at everything for at least an hour when I wake up in the morning for 3 days. But it will be pretty easy, except for a few urges and stuff at work. But yeah, I'm really not excited for those 3 days of misery. But I am super excited for the after effects. I know it's having enormous negative effects on me. There's no denying. I do like 10 of these things a day, 60 milligrams of nicotine. There's 0% chance that's not having innumerable deleterious negative effects on my mind and body. I'm just so addicted to nicotine. I love it so much. I can't even describe. I actually love it like it's a pet or something. Like, I really enjoy it. They make me so happy every single time I put a Zyn in. I'm just so grateful that I get to do it. And it's because I've used nicotine since I was like 12, 13 years old, and everyone in my family, with the exception of like my grandma and one grandma and 2 or 3 aunts and uncles, everyone smoked or chewed tobacco. And I just have a fondness for the practice of it, and it does have quite a positive like focusing effect for me. When I throw this in, I can really focus and just laser in on something. But it's definitely horrible for your circulation. Circulation is pretty critical for healing small things like nerves in your spinal cord and muscle, for everything. It's critical for all things. And yes, there's no way there's no way it can be part of this journey. It would just be ignorant and complete bullshit to not take it on out of there. So it's got to be done. I have quit nicotine for huge swaths of time since I started when I was 13. There's been, a year here or there, 9 months here, 6 months there, 3 months, 1 month. There's been a bunch of times where I wasn't using nicotine at all. That's how I know for a fact. I mean, nearly every other time, I have had, when I was using the Zyn only and then quit, I already know there's massive upside to quitting in every single way. It's not good for your brain, your mind, body, or soul to be addicted to anything, no matter what. Even if there's not, other immediate health side effects, something happens where you just feel way, way better all the time. And it's not, a 1% difference in performance over time every single day. And it's not a 1% difference. It's like an 8% difference in performance across the board. If you're using these things all the time, it really is. No matter what you tell yourself or you can't, I'm not saying they're going to hold you back in life. It could be your one vice and it's fine. It's whatever. But for me, it is like an 8% or 3%. Like, it's holding me back in, whatever ways, in the amount of time I'm meditating or whatever. It doesn't matter. And how hard I go into work. And I do think it negatively impacts workouts a little bit for sure. Maybe not huge, but the point is, even a 1% difference in production every single day across everything over a long period of time is orders of magnitude, less accomplishment and actualization and everything in life that I'm really working towards. I don't want to live in peace and bliss and perfect happiness and harmony all the time, every second of every day for, I mean, I do want that, but I'm not like looking to achieve that. I'm just looking to achieve that most of the time, as much of the time as possible, and to be able to share that feeling with other people. I hate seeing all the people I love suffering so much and doing things they hate and don't enjoy, and spending all of their time working and not enough of their time playing and doing the things that really bring them, you know, true satisfaction, happiness. I want to share that with as many people I love as possible. And in order to get to a place where I'm able to do that, both financially and where I'm able to, you know, spread that energy, I have to maximize my time and my capabilities. And sadly, I think nicotine has to go. And I do say sadly, but I think that's it. Gonna go home right now, upload day 52, because it wouldn't fucking upload at work for some reason. I was just sitting there watching it just continue to fail to export from Final Cut Pro for whatever reason. So gonna go do that at home. Gonna stand, going to do some sort of meditation with Kelsey. I can't remember what it's called, or I would tell you, but it's like a thing where you sit face to face and just look in each other's eyes for a predetermined amount of time. Probably going to put on some nice relaxing music while we do that, and then going to shut my brain off and go to sleep. I would love to say that in this period of time where I'm finally feeling like peaceful and confident and excited for the future, for the vast majority of my day, and not worrying about what other people think about me, I'm in a really good place right now. I'd love to say that that was translating into really good sleeps, translating into falling asleep really easily, but this fucking back pain just keeps waking me up all the time, and I just feel like shit when I wake up in the morning and feel periods of just shitness, tiredness throughout the day because of this back pain. I'm telling you, if you're out there, you have chronic pain, you know, go easy on yourself. This shit is so hard to deal with. It's so hard to stay positive and excited for the world and all that stuff when something just hurts so bad and you're not sleeping well. Sleep is so critical, and I just sleep like crap all the time due to that. Not all the time, but most of the time due to this back pain. Don't know what I'm going to do for it tonight. I don't know if there is anything to do for it that's going to really push the needle that far. I don't think unless I was in pure utter exhaustion or taking some sort of crazy strong sleep supplement or drug or sleep aid or benzodiazepine or something, unless I was doing that, I don't think I've slept more than 4 hours straight maybe 4 hours straight in like 5 years without waking up and in excruciating pain and having to adjust and move and flip over and roll and try to fall back asleep. And it just sucks. I got to figure this out. I will figure it out, and I will share exactly how I did it, because I think even though the process is a little different, if it's neck pain that you're dealing with. I was dealing with excruciating neck pain for the first 6 months I was injured, and dry needling is what alleviated that. So the equation's different for everyone. Sometimes it's a single thing that can just get rid of it and really help, but for chronic, something that's been happening basically constantly for 5 years and just deteriorating, I think that it's going to be a matter of creating a system, and I think that system will be applicable to many other types of chronic pain with just little adjustments to specific treatments, whether that's where you're getting the treatment or what treatments you're actually opting for. Maybe a little different, but I think there is a general system as far as food and icing and compression and stretch. I think there's something there. So I'll share it. Hopefully someone finds value. And if you have, if you're in a wheelchair, you probably have lower, chronic lower back pain or chronic back pain somewhere with all that sitting. So hopefully it applies to you. Hello, person. And yeah, that's it. I am out of here. Gonna go meditate and upload and sleep and chill and see y'all in the morning for day number 54. Hell to the yeah, my friends. I fucked up. It's 11:30 at night. I just threw in my book, The Congo by Michael Crichton, to pass out to, and I remembered these little lines right here. I thought there was only 6 or 7 of them left, but there's a lot more than that, and I fucking love this thing because if these little lines weren't here and I didn't have to wake up and look at them first thing in the morning when I wheeled through here, I would be sleeping right now. But I have to get rid of these lines. I got to do my pull-ups. Kelsey used this opportunity to eat some goat cheese ice cream since I got out of bed. So that's what we're up to. But gonna knock these little bad boys off here and then go get some actual sleep. Sucks that I had to videotape this. I could have done them bottomless and not had to put on clothes. All right, let's see what we have left. That was 7. Oh, the satisfaction is so good. Oh, so many for this time of night. 4, 9. 9 more to go. Oh, great. Nice and stimulated now before I'm trying to go to sleep, but that will teach me a valuable lesson to not forget the pull-ups when I get home from work, like I did today, and also a little more motivation to bust out some extras in some extra sets in the morning. But I guess I'll get to listen to a little more of my book than I expected. I was expecting to fall asleep within like 6 to 11 minutes. Probably gonna get a chapter or two down now that I reinvigorated a little bit. But yeah, we'll probably make that mistake again, but won't make that mistake again as many times. Good night.